before it. All right, are we recording? Yes, we are. All right, welcome to the Ginger Podcast. If you don't know our guest, I mean, where the fuck have you been? You must be living under a rock because he's blowing up on social media. George, how are we doing? What's going on, buddy?
I'm all good, thank you. I'm a lot more happier now than what I was. If you asked me how I was, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks ago, I'd tell you fucking absolutely awful. But now I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm in my little element right now. But I'm all good, thank you. I'm all good.
Yeah, you found yourself in a hole in prep. Do you feel like did you feel yourself that you burnt yourself out a bit? You feel?
Did I what? Sorry.
Burn yourself out a bit.
Oh yeah. We all know that. I remember the people messaging me when I was like 12, 15 weeks out saying, George, you're too lean, you're going to peak too early. And I was like, nah, fuck you. I was like, fuck you. Yeah. And then after that, I guess the people were right. I did burn out towards the end. But we live and we learn.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I totally agree with you. I think, for me, having Jordan on my side was really good because Jordan literally was like, after I did the PCA London, and then two weeks straight after that was the British Finals.
Yeah.
And he was just like, right, this is going to be your last show of the year. He didn't even give me the option of like, if you qualified for the Worlds, you could do the Worlds. It wasn't that at all. It was like, this is your last show. no question about it. You're going to take 250 milligrams of test per week. That's it. You're going to drop everything out. And then I think he gave me a little protocol, like first 2 days, eat what you want. Then just please stick to, I think it was like 50 gram of carb, 50 gram of protein, and like 20 gram of fat, 5 meals a day, which I didn't stick to. I just sat and eat quite screwed. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to get mercy. I just sat on my bed like, I can't train, can't do anything. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm just going to sit and eat ice cream on my bed.
Shitting yourself.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
The food's so long that you start shitting yourself. You're like, wow, what has happened to me?
That's wicked. Like, this is going to go, so literally, I'm going to go into this first question. So, like, obviously, what did you anticipate going into prep? This is your first prep, wasn't it?
Yeah, first ever prep.
First ever prep. Like, what did you anticipate? But you're a natural athlete, so there's certain things you probably didn't anticipate. Like for me, I anticipated tren sweats and stuff like taking tren because I didn't think I was going to have to. I think I didn't know what I was going to have to take because I was letting Jordan just take over. But then I knew at some stage everyone was like, "Yeah, you're going to probably have to take tren." Everyone was telling me so. I anticipated taking tren. I anticipated every bad side effect I've ever heard from tren. And I didn't get any. I didn't get a single side effect from taking tren. Well, while I was taking it, when I took it out, fucking hell. Like I said, like eating ice cream, my sweat the bed. Meanwhile, this is, mid-October, so it's not exactly fucking warm. I would fucking drench the bed. My mum was like, have you pissed the bed? I was like, no. I was like, I'm just getting really hot at night. I don't know what's going on. And meanwhile, my mum she's probably got an idea now. Like, I don't live with her, but she's like, do you know what I mean? Like, she had no idea what I was doing. Yeah. I remember her looking, I used to have a pill box with all my pills in it. So it was really obvious. She said, what's this one? This one's a different one to this one. Because I put all the rest of the Clen that I had in a fucking milk thistle bottle. And I had was it milk? It was something anyway. She was like, this one's different to this one. I went, oh, that's a vitamin D. She goes, should I take it? I was like, no. So what are you doing? I was like, it was funny, but yeah. Mate, could I imagine how funny would that be? You've got a beard. What's going on?
That's it. Voice has changed. You've got a fucking penis growing.
Anyway, so what did you expect from your prep? Like, what were your initial thoughts going into it?
I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was going to be easier than what it was. Like, I got to a point of where I thought I was ready, but AJ was like to me, my coach. He was like, "Oh no, you still got more to come off." And I was thinking, "Wow, really? Like, there's more to come off?" Like, I was thinking, "Wow, like, am I gonna have to dig deeper?" Because I've got lean before, but I haven't got contest prep lean to the point of where I've had that shredded glutes. So the first bit of it for me is a breeze. Like, getting lean, I can do that. It's just the next bit of constantly having the draggy feet, constantly doing it's something which I haven't experienced, because what I've done previously, if I've done this yo-yo effect of where I diet down, I think, you know what, on a Saturday, I'll just eat whatever I want and kind of make myself feel better. And then kind of, go into a deficit for the rest of the week and then kind of overeat on the weekend sort of thing. But when I was on prep, I was constantly digging myself deeper and deeper and deeper. And it got to the point of, wow, I didn't realize how this draggy feet kind of, mood swings, just how I was feeling, not having much, about me. I didn't realize how much that was going to impact my
Yeah.
life, my relationship for one, just generally, like I completely changed as a human being. And I didn't realize, like, until now, looking back, I think, wow, I was a cunt. Like, I look
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I could have done things a lot more better. So I didn't realize how much it would have changed my life to the point of, like, I was in a routine of, like, this is what I'm doing today, and no, like, I couldn't give a fuck about anyone else. And that
Yeah.
really is quite a bad thing for me. I didn't like that because I'm not a selfish person, but it really did. I didn't kind of understand, wow, like, I'm quite an extreme person. So I'll do it. I'll do things to the max when it comes to dieting or anything like that, and I
Yeah.
will, put everything on the side in order for me to get to that goal. And it really kind of, I didn't realize how hard that was going to be.
So
Um,
I can relate to. I can relate to that. Relate to the bit about the draggy feet, that kind
mhm.
of thing. But for me, I gave myself a short period of time. So I was from when we started dieting, it was like 13 and a half weeks out. And I
Okay.
was in no position of 13 weeks, 13 and a
Yeah,
half
yeah,
weeks out dieting. I
yeah,
was mega. So I was losing quite a lot of weight over the over a week. Hence why
yeah,
I could feel it quite a bit, you know. But just like you said, like that's one thing people don't anticipate. Like you people like yourself, like people will watch you through the camera and then
yeah.
be like, "Oh, that looks wicked. That looks wicked," but don't know actually how you feel. And it feels like, for me, it just really felt like you're running on nothing, fumes. Just
Hmm.
for me, it was taking. I felt like I was running on fucking pills. I was like, I was, yes,
Yeah.
I swear I can. The cleanse coming up. I was like, you know what I mean? And I was working. I was doing shit shifts as well. Like
Yeah.
I was working in a sports center where I was doing lots of exercise classes when I was doing my prep. Like if I was in the position where I am now doing prep, where my job is, it is fucking. It would be a piece of piss. Plus, I'm in a
Yeah.
really like good in good nick for an off season. But yeah, like that, it just that draggy feet feeling is something I understand, and that's like something that you probably like. I was going to ask you next what shocked you about prep. That's something that shocked you, but in something that what you did expect. I guess the only thing you did expect was you were going to get fucking lean.
Mm. Yeah. I didn't realize how I could walk around for so long with the glutes I had and just feel like a child pretty much for a good 3 or 4 months. That was
what
me
was
just
what would
walking
your
day.
sleep like? What would your sleep like?
It was at the beginning of prep, it was fine, and then
Yeah.
towards that stage, fuck, absolutely terrible,
Oh,
terrible. I'd wake up in the night, either go for it'd be like 4 or 5 pisses in the night, and
yeah,
drink so much water just to try and
yeah,
keep myself. I used to drink water, quite a lot of water to keep myself fuller.
yeah. That
Um,
definitely.
and I used to wake up in the night really, really hungry. And just early mornings, as soon as like especially in the summertime when it's light at like 5 o'clock in the morning, trying to get back to sleep when you're kind of thinking about food or thinking about this, and
Yeah,
it's impossible to get back to sleep. So my sleep was, at the beginning, it was all right. I had a few days where it was good. And then when I was really digging deep, it got absolutely terrible. Then I started reversing calories and it got slightly better, but it wasn't as good as, when you're full
yeah.
blown fat kind of off
Yeah,
season
full
where sleep
off
is,
season,
yeah,
just falling asleep in the fucking armchair
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
watch
yeah,
match of the day like me last night. Just fucking
yeah,
passing
literally.
out.
That
First
was me,
game
mate.
comes on.
Mate, last night I rolled myself a spliff, had a spliff, and because I was thinking I'm going to look forward to making these oats when I go, and afterwards I literally passed out, and I woke up next morning thinking I only smoked that spliff just to have some a nice bowl of oats,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
didn't even get to
yeah,
have them because I fell asleep. I was like,
yeah.
fuck's sake.
Fucking wake up with a bowl of oats, just fucking stone cold in front of you, and you're just like, oh, I've got to grow, just munching this dirty cold oats that was sat there. And you know you're eating dust because it's been a good 4 hours of flowing on, but you just fucking
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
spitting it out. No, that's wicked. Yeah, fucking hell. Shit, I forgot what I was going to ask you about something. You said something. Oh no, that was it. So when was the point? How long did you diet for? Actually, I swear you dieted for fucking ever. That's why
So
I'm watching you. You were
yeah,
dieting forever.
so I started my diet in January,
Holy
mid-January.
shit!
I
So you
started.
what? 9 months was it?
Yeah, and I finished. My last show
Oh,
was on September the 8th. So, I, very long time. So nice.
Fuck. When did your sleep start getting fucked up?
When it started getting hotter, so about April time is when it started to.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so it's been a long time, and obviously, because I used to rely on quite a lot of just smoking weed to kind of get a good night's sleep. I had to stop taking that because I didn't want to get drug tested and fail it for something like that. Because I know weed stays in your system for quite long. So I used to
banned substance in the. What did you compete with? UK, was it called?
UK DFBA and the BMBF.
BMBF. Are they both banned substances?
I don't know if it's like banned or anything like that, but I just didn't want to take the risk because of if I come up on a drug test, I smoke cannabis or whatever, it's not going to look good.
Yeah, to be fair.
Take that risk. So yeah, my sleep has been suffering for a while. It did.
Fuck, man, that's a long time to have that weird. Because for me, like, I mean, I started dieting in would have been like the July, and our show was in September. It was real quick for me. My prep was like, right, this is it. Everything came thick and fast. And I was determined to just like, I'm going to fucking win. I want to win. I did 4 a.m. fucking cardio, like, on a spin bike, waking everyone up in the house because I was just being loud, just fucking an idiot. And I was just sitting there, I was like, yeah. But like, that's crazy to think that because my sleep started suffering, but I didn't realise it was like, because I don't think that I was following many people at that time that were very open about that kind of stuff. I was following people that were like, they didn't go into depth with it. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't really realise until I look back now, and I'll see what people say. Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Like yourself, you sort of look back and reflect, and you think, fucking hell, yeah, my sleep was real fucked. So I remember just like waking up, pissing, fucking absolute, and then going back to bed. And it's just like waking up and be like, right, how many hours did I sleep? And it's like 12:01. You're like, fucking hell, I didn't sleep at all. So I go for another piss, wicked. I drink another fucking glass of water. I'll go back to bed. You sit there, look at your mirror, look at your abs. Right, I'm still there, wicked. I'm going to go back. Do you know what I mean? That kind of shit. It's like looking at your ass, like, I'm a stride. Do you know what I mean? For me, it was just that was. It was a bit like that. It was a bit like, let me practice my fucking side tricep, make sure I look good. You know, just shit like that.
Do you feel that it became like a normal? So what I mean by that, like, for me, my shit sleep just became like normal. Like I got used to it. Like I knew I was going to wake up at a particular time in the night. I knew I was going to go for a piss at like 3 o'clock in the morning and go back to sleep for another hour or two. It just became normal until you kind of get out of that kind of little, not fantasy that you're living in, that sort of disaster as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Kind of realised, shit, that wasn't normal. Like my sleep patterns were not normal. My penis not working wasn't normal. But at the time, I was like, that's totally normal. Like I know I'm not going to get a boner. I'm not going to look at girls or anything like that at all.
You totally
it just becomes normal. Do you think that? I think
because I dieted for such like a considerable short amount of time compared to you. I think that it didn't. It was just like, for me, it probably started happening probably like 2 weeks out. So for me, it was like, and then a week out, I booked it off work. And a week out prior to the PCA London, FIFA came out. So a lot of the stuff when I wasn't that food focused for my first show, really. I was really focused on winning. Like, I became quite a dickhead, like, in where I worked. But where I worked at because I was like, I just want to fucking win, and that's what I would say to people, and they'll be like, how, you know, the thing is, to be fair though, the people I was working with, a few of them, they didn't support me at all, and they were like, just, you're gonna get smashed by Brandon, you look like shit. Well, literally, we're just chatting shit about me, and I knew they were saying stuff, and I was just like sitting there. You know what? I'm, and I used it as motivation. I was like, I'm gonna make something. I'm gonna come in so peeled that no one's gonna. Do you know what I mean? I was like, no one, So that really fueled me. So the whole sleep thing, like, I didn't get it. It didn't just become accustomed to me because I obviously wasn't dieting for long enough. Yeah. And I only went back for work for a few days until I had the other days booked off to go to do the. So for me, it was those 2 weeks. Yeah, my sleep was up and down, but you know, it was like, I was very focused on just sort of winning and just I don't know. I was just focusing on things like that I didn't really think about like that. But I guess I just didn't diet for long enough, like yourself. Whereas if your sleep started fucking up in April, that's a long time, April till fucking September, just to be like, and it just became accustomed to you. but that is fucking crazy. And I don't think that there's a lot of people that, I mean, especially people that who message you, etc., about lean, getting lean, people on Instagram, the things they don't ask that, and they don't realize that. They don't know how much that really fucks with your head. Like, for you now to look back on it, you think, fucking hell, that was some extreme shit. That was some extreme. And like, for you as well, you can go when you do your first prep. Obviously, when you get to where you want to go, we'll talk about later on, you can talk back to people when they want to ask you these questions. You're like, well, look, this is how extreme it was back in when I did it. Do you know what I mean? People are like, oh, fucking hell, his sleep was fucked for months.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy. But no, for me, it wasn't really like that. It wasn't. It was a different. It was the same experience, but just in a different way. As bodybuilding is, we're all individuals. We all react differently to these things. I don't know whether being enhanced made it. I wouldn't say easier, but I don't know. Like, maybe gave me. Well, it definitely gave me an edge. It definitely gives you a fucking edge. But I don't know if it gives you an edge in any of those departments. Which I would have to ask someone who would know a lot more knowledge than me around that subject, you know what I mean? And someone who would know, you know, I'd probably have to ask my coach, Jordan. But most of the things we just talk about are like PBs getting massive and just putting as much muscle on my as possible.
Yeah.
that's what we're looking at the minute. But yeah, I mean, maybe that was something to do with it. I mean, when did you pull? You didn't pull cardio at all, did you?
No, I was doing Stairmaster 9 months straight, mate. People ask me, how do you do level 12 for 30 minutes straight, no hands? And I tell them, do it for 9 months straight. You get used to it.
It's a master.
It's the same old. Like, I knew first thing in the morning, I'd wake up and I'd be level 12 on the Stairmaster for 30 minutes.
Are you the best person on the Stairmaster in the gym you go to?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Do you know it? Do you know that? You look at some of those girls on it doing all those big, long lunges, trying to get their glutes big, and you're sitting there and you're like, look at this, love. I'm fucking level 12, motherfucker.
12, just burying myself. Yeah. Heart rate up to, taking your him-buying heart rate up to like 180, 190. I'm like,
what? Why? How do you know what? I've done no research on. I don't even know how you pronounce it. Was it
him-buying?
Him-buying. I haven't done nothing. I mean, I watched part of the video that JP made about it. But what is it like? Because I literally, because obviously I think you've got good knowledge on this, have you? On this supplement. What is it? Go on, I'm a novice to this.
It's just basic for me, in simple terms, just a natty fat burner.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as like, it's nothing like Clen or anything like that. It's not
optimal then. It's not the optimal choice if you were.
No.
If we're doing the old ergogenic aids in University Unit 1 Physiology, where you say which one is optimal, but one's illegal and one is legal. I guess your him-buying is the best legal source you're going to do. But if you want optimal results, Clen's good, and that's why I took Clen, because I was already taking juice. I was like, I'm going to be the nothing. I'm going to make some top. I want to make my next hoodie. I'm just going to make a few though. I just want optimal as fuck, because I was saying to Kieran, I was like, everything I do is optimal as fuck. So people will ask me like, oh, why don't you have like loads of cheat meals? Why didn't? And people, that's a common question. I'm like, because it's not optimal for me right now. And they look at me like, what? Like, I want to be optimal as fuck. Like, I want to be the biggest I fucking possibly can. Eating KFC every other day ain't gonna get me there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. Anyway, where were we? We're talking. Anyway, so I literally was going to ask you next question. Move on. What shocked you the most about your prep? Like, what shocked you? What was the bit like? Look, we have just talked about that really, but what was someone else that really was just like, fuck? Like, for me, it would have been getting cold. No one told me I was going to get cold.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No one told me. I'm a man who sleeps in his pants, right? Always have been, right? As soon as I grew my first pube and I was pissing through it, right? I was sleeping in my pants. I was like, just let, you know what I mean? And that was it. And for me to be sleeping in tracksuit bottoms and a hoodie because I was cold was a massive thing that no one talked to me about. Everyone talked to me and I was going to get angry. Everyone said to me, like, you're going to be hungry all the time. You're going to be looking at food. You're going to all this stuff. You're just going to want to eat them. Everyone told me these sort of things, right? Which actually, a lot of them didn't really happen that much until after on my prep. So, like, getting fucking frozen for me was just a massive like thing for me, like wearing 2 hoodies. I never wear
Yeah.
2 hoodies. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
look
yeah.
big, but it was frozen. Like, what about
Yeah.
you? What about yourself?
I think mine's slightly different. I think it was towards actually how far I could push myself, like mentally. I was going like I was doing more than what I should.
Yeah.
And I just kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And I didn't realize how, like, I didn't have a meal plan for 9 months. I stuck to whatever I did. No, like, AJ didn't tell me go have a burger or fries or whatever,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
have
yeah.
cookies. None of that. It was just religiously doing the same old stuff every single day. And I have never done anything like that before. And what shocked me was how I could actually do that for that long, like 9 months straight. I never think I'd be able to be as regiment as I was without break. Because normally I would break and I'd be like, I'm binge eating or doing something like that or
Yeah.
eating off plan. But I was religious. Like I wanted to bring the best package possible, and I was like, I'll do whatever it takes. Because I fell in love with suffering.
Yeah,
I loved
yeah,
the,
yeah,
I loved the suffering. I loved like people say, how do you deal with like the hunger and stuff like that? I know I'm going off on one here, but with the hunger, I just learned to appreciate it. Like I
yeah,
remember this time last year, I was full to the rim, not sick of food. And
yeah,
to actually be there and appreciate the hunger, I just learned to, yeah, this is good. I'm moving forward. This is the right track. Because I know, like I said, a year ago, I wasn't in that state. But it was just kind of, yeah, like I mentioned, pushing it to the extreme I did for as long as what I did without kind of caving in and having a binge on prep, as you see a lot of people do.
yeah.
I didn't have none of that. I didn't binge. I didn't wake up next day going, oh my God, what the fuck have I done last night? I had none of that. It was just same old shit. The other day. So I think
I,
just gone.
I think that's the tick though. That's what you just said there. Being surprising yourself and seeing how regimented you could be and pushing yourself to like a limit and getting like the goal for you. The goal meant more than food, which I think as a bodybuilder is literally your ticket to say, yeah, you could be a bodybuilder. Like if you're
Yeah.
one of these people who can't, I mean, I'm sorry, it's going to be hard. Bodybuilding is going to be hard for you. For someone who can do that, and I mean, it's only ever going to get easy for yourself. I mean, like it's like anything you do. Like now, you think if some of the things you do, and you're going to learn more, etc. You're going to learn more about body and how the process works. You know what's going to happen. I think that's your ticket to say, yeah. And to be honest, I agree with you. The living, like the thrive of the suffering, the thrive of being hungry, of that, like, and I think the hunger that you're for food becomes more leads to more hunger for the goal. Like, I want the win, because you didn't you come well. I swear you came second. Where did you come? I know you came.
So I got 2 seconds.
That
I
was
got
it,
a third and a fourth, or a
and a
joint
fourth.
third. Then
So like, that hunger for the first meant everything. And plus, you had done fucking from your first competition. How many months of prep was it?
well, after my first
Your
one.
first competition. How many months had you been dieting for since your first one?
Before that, 8 months.
8 months.
Before that, yeah.
Fuck. So 8 months of dieting. You just think, and literally that week of before the show, you just think, or like the day before the show, like you do get a little bit nervous, but you just think, hang on a minute, I have done everything AJ's asked me. I have done absolutely everything. I've ticked the box. And I tell you what, I have been fucking suffering for 8 fucking months. I was like, I tell you what, there's nothing that's going wrong here. And your head just goes, yep. And you're ready to go. You're just sitting there. You're like, look, I'm going to fucking show them. I'm ready to go. And I think that, like, you get hungry, don't you? You're sitting there and you're like, the hunger for that, and you that thrive and that fucking suffering. You're just like, yeah, I'm ready to fucking win. Do you know what I mean? It's like going into a fight. It's like, I fucking hate this person. I'm gonna fucking smash his head in. Do you know? It's the same thing, but that same feeling. I think if anyone can relate to this, if you've ever felt, because I think I'm damn right. I think nearly everyone in this world has felt like, oh, I'm gonna fucking smash that geezer's head in. Even when you're in school, when you think you're a little bad man, right? Do you know what I mean? You're just gonna be like, you feel that, and that's how. I mean, George felt, and I felt, and the majority of bodies probably felt getting into that competition, that sort of that thrive, that I'm ready to fucking go, and then people who might see you in that zone. So the people who are closest to you, when you do say this, because I remember sitting on my bed to Chanel when she's sitting there playing games on her phone, like ding ding ding, or like just going along, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking win, babe. I'm trying to smash it. I'm ready to go, and she's sitting there like, yeah, just going along, and I can see why. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
then I remember my brother joking. My brother said, you got to turn into an arsehole to get shredded, and we all had a joke about it in the car the way to go to Scotland. And I said, it's damn right, it's true though, isn't it? And he
Yeah.
said, yeah, it is. And you can't use it as an excuse, but you may look like that. You may look like you might be being an arsehole to people when you're thinking like that.
Yeah.
So I am fucking. I remember being like a week out, and I was doing like basically my training was different. Did your training change at all? Like a week out, just like a pump, or just still progressive overload?
I still went stupidly crazy and buried myself.
Yeah.
I feel like
Was that on the plan or not?
no, well, it's just be a little bit safer. But I got to the point of where I'll just finish, like do a pendulum squat, and I'd be buried at the bottom, not be able to get it back up, and peak like 3 days out, and I'd be like, probably shouldn't have done that, but I didn't think I'd do that. But I've done it, so it's too fucking late. So we're just continuing doing that.
You've been training so long like that, you're not thinking. No, for me, I was quite good on that. It was, I think it was 12 to 15 reps. Stay 2 reps shy of failure. I think it on the top of my head. And I remember someone saying to me like, "Oh, you think you're gonna win then?" And I just fucking was like I just fucking sort of flipped in my head, but it was cool in the face. And I think it's actually on my YouTube channel of me saying this. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking win. I was like, I've done everything possible. There's nothing you can do. Like, I've done everything. I've ticked all the boxes. I'm going in there to win. Yeah, of course I've got. Like, there's no reason why I can't. And I remember like my brother turning back and said, "I thought you were going to kill him." I just thought, like, but I wasn't. Like, the guy Alan who's asked it, he's my boy. He's a good geezer. I'm just getting off the leg press, ready to fucking kill him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fucking brilliant. I love this shit. But yeah, that's part of bodybuilding. I mean, I think my next prep will be really easy because when I did when I saw Jordan at Body Power, and I said, the prep we had was pretty mad, wasn't it? And he was like, he looked at me, he was like, yeah. Like, considering the amount of weeks I gave you, I was like, now I think about it, I was like, I think I've set the bar really high for myself. I think you have as well. 9 months of dieting, this sort of like that crazy sort of suffering. I think it will never ever feel that hard. Do you know what I mean? And also, I think for me, you got really fucking lean. You look really good. Do you know what I mean? I think we both had the same thing. You're on a natural basis. I was an enhanced basis. Well, the smallest guys on the stage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But our condition took us where we got to.
Yeah.
Definitely. Do you know what I mean? I didn't get a win either. So we got so. You know what I mean? We're both fucking hungry for those fucking W's.
I first show I did, I came off and fucking cried my eyes out. I was so tired. Yeah, I sat in my car, cried my eyes out. I was fucking. I weren't because when I get angry, I cry. I used to do it when I used to play football when I was younger. If I missed an opportunity, I'd cry. I'd bawl my eyes out. Yeah. And it hasn't changed. I'm still very harsh on myself, even though like people tell me it's a great achievement, it's great, but I don't do this shit for we don't do this shit for second place or just see where I place. You want to come fucking first, innit? You want to win.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't give up. I wasn't like being a wanker, like saying, "Oh, I should have deserved first. I came second in my first show." I wasn't bothered about that. I just I've worked so hard for that moment, and I really wanted to win, and it was just a shame that I didn't win.
I can agree. I do. I 100% agree with you on that. I can relate to that. For me, it was a bit different. For me, because of all this shit that I had people at work giving me. The fact that I come second and beat Brandon, I felt happy about.
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked. Yeah. And then the funny thing is, he's the only person I knew, and I was really dieted down, and I laid down, and he come up to me, and he was like, "Fucking, you all right, mate?" And I knew who he was because I knew. I mean, of course, you know him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just like, "All right, Brandon, mate." I was like, "You all right?" And he was like, "You're right." And then we started talking, and I got to know him, and we still talk now, and he's a friend of mine, and do you know what I mean? And like I was stoked that I beat him, but then when I thought that, I was like, oh fuck, like why didn't I come first? Why didn't I come first? Like, I was more pilled than Jay, and then I spoke to the judges, and they were like, look, dude, they were like, you were in good nick, but you just don't have the size. And I was like, that was the hardest. It was the best bit of feedback I could be given.
Yeah.
But it was nothing that was a quick fix. I mean,
Yeah, of
thank
course.
fuck it wasn't all your structures off, mate. I thought, well, I
Yeah,
might as well throw the towel in my bodybuilding,
yeah,
because there's
yeah,
something I can't fix. But it was like, yeah, you know, your structure looked nice, posing was good, your routine, we loved it. But it's like you need more size, mate. And I was like, oh fuck. And I was a little flat on my first show, and I sent Jordan the pictures, and he was like, "Who won?" And I was like, "Oh, the black guy." And I was just like, and he was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "They said, look, this is what they said," and he was like, "Oh, that's fair enough." And I took it on the chin, and you've seen Jay, you follow Jay
yeah, yeah,
Maid.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, he's from. I mean, when I spoke to a judge who I am friends with, he said if that kid keeps going, he could look like Ronnie Coleman.
mm,
And I think if he listens to this, he probably just think, "Fuck off, Josh, you fucking knobhead."
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? If I think, "Fuck off," but at the end of the day, he's back. He's 20 something, and his back is ridiculous. He's got some crazy genetics on him, and he's
yeah,
got a fucking wicked story to tell. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? He's got a wicked story to tell. But yeah, I'm going off point. But we'll talk about And then I just took it on the. I knew I could just take it on the chin, but just like
yeah,
I was beaten by someone who I could say has sheer amount a lot more size than me. And same with the British. I come sixth. I look at nearly everyone in that line. Yeah, people said they had me fourth, etc. But I look at Kieran, and he had sheer amount of muscle on me. You know what I mean? His tan looked fucking awful, and we always banter him for that. He
yeah,
looked like he was fucking. He literally, this kid put his tan on within about 5 minutes. You know when you're queuing up to go on,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
someone was his mate was rolling his tan on like that,
Oh,
and he was rubbing it. He's rubbing it like that on his fucking
fuck's sake.
face. It was so bad. You would have seen a British fucking finals 2018. If I'm the blonde little midget and you see him, you're fucking terrible. But yeah. And then the guy who won the British Matty, he was the biggest and leanest. So for
Yeah.
me, it was a big indicator. I was just like, yeah, I need to just get massive. I was like, I need to just look. And next time I step on stage, I need some sheer crazy mass that looks for that class that just looks scary. So that's what I meant. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Oh, we definitely veered off the question. I forgot what I even asked. But this is what happens when you're into fucking bodybuilding. I love talking to people who are into bodybuilding. There's nothing worse than just talking to someone who doesn't like bodybuilding or anything to do with sport, because they're sitting there. It's like, oh fucking hell, you're like talking to fucking a wall that's fucking paint drying. Right.
Yeah.
Life while on prep. What was that like for you? Your life, just like other stuff outside of bodybuilding.
So I'll start with relationship in the gutters. It started okay. It started okay. At the beginning of my prep, it was fine. Like I was just getting into groove of things. Then, because of course I dieted for so long, like my girlfriend, she didn't realize kind of how strict I was going to be and how long it was going to be for.
I see.
And I changed as a person, of course, and the motivation for me to spend time with her and go out of my normal routine was just meh. Didn't want to fucking do that. When we did activities, like if we went out once, mini golf, it was quite in a summer's day. I was dragging my feet. I was like, I do not want to be here one bit. And it really, it got to the point where we actually sort of decided to just, call it a day. And I was thinking, I don't want to do that because I kept telling her this is just going to be a phase. It's just going to be a phase. Like when I'm done, the old George will be back. But you don't realize kind of how that impacts on someone that wants attention, and you're there going, I don't want to give you that. Like I'm not interested. I was more interested in kind of myself. I was more interested in kind of when my next meal was, when I was training, when I was doing my cardio, and then if I had a little bit of time afterwards,
sitting down.
I could try and fit you in there. And she didn't like that. And I wasn't willing to change because I said, look, I'm going to commit to this period of time. I want to do this to not only do it for myself, but I wanted to actually benefit our future. Because I mean, of course, I do this. I do it for myself. I love bodybuilding, but I also want to be able to grow my business. So I can, how can I say this? My Instagram, my following went up drastically. Like, I was getting like thousands of likes on photos and people inquiring about coaching. I literally doubled my business in the time of like 6 months. It took me, a year and a half to kind of build that up. And then in the last kind of 6 months, it's doubled. And I said, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to do it for us and our future. So we can live a happy life and I can give you everything. I just need to, unfortunately, put you to the side for now in order for us to work on our future as well. But that was
she didn't like that when you said
yeah.
put you to the side.
I didn't word it like that.
Oh, fucking hell, I thought you did.
No. But you kind of, it's very hard for someone to understand that in the moment.
Yeah.
And like my relationship just went downhill. But luckily now we're back on track, which is really good. And towards the end of the prep, we did pick things up, but it was just very difficult. And I was like, I don't need this stress in my life. I've already got, enough stress on myself, on my body with what I'm doing. I don't need that stress. So I was willing to just let things go. And, I wasn't interested. And I look back now and think, fuck, I should have done things so much more better.
You do lose a bit of that, though, don't you? I know what you mean by that. That sort of emotion.
Yeah, you lose like the love for or affection for anyone. Like for me, especially as my natural testosterone was in the gutters, mate. Like,
yeah, man.
I would look at her and think, not interested. And I'll be honest, like I used to train one of my pals, Nathan, and if you see a girl, he'd be like, look at that girl over there. And I was like, mate, I'm not interested one bit. I look at him, turn my nose up. Yeah, don't give a flying monkeys about him.
You say to him, and he's like, "Oh, look at that bird!" You're like, "Shut the fuck up, do you, Set?"
Yeah,
literally like that. You're fucking wasting my time, mate. I'm fuck off. Like that's how your mentality is. It's like you're fucking wasting my time. And you'd walk through anyone. Yeah, that is literally exactly. I mean, for me, relationship stuff was good. I mean, did your girlfriend train?
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't train. She doesn't train at all or anything like that.
No, she's very supportive. I'm not saying anything like that, but it was just very hard for her to accept George previously, who was given affection, who was loving, who had meals off plan, was enjoying each other's company, to George, who literally went from one extreme to the other. And because I'm so extreme on my prep, I don't think a lot of people don't get me wrong, people are dedicated, but they weren't as dedicated as what I was.
I think you said it's dedication.
I went one end of the spectrum to the other, and that eventually, and I got into routine of that. Eventually my missus was like, "What's going on?" It's like we don't feel like we're together. We don't spend any time together. I wasn't realizing that because I was so selfish, and prep is so selfish. You got to focus.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely.
You turn everything down just to like you always come first, and I did that for too long, and I wasn't willing to change that, because you can have a balance to a certain degree on your prep. You still can do stuff, but not everything has to relate with food. You can still go out and enjoy yourself. You can still go to the cinema and watch a film. It doesn't have to evolve, and something like that is something which I didn't realize, because I mean, if I go to the cinema like the other day, I'm not going to turn up and just watch it with nothing there. I'm going to have pick a mix, I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to sneak in food from outside.
You're fucking right.
I'm not just going to walk in there with my big jug of water and sit there and watch a film. Fuck that. Am I doing that?
Fuck that with the smell of popcorn going on. You're fucking going to kill someone or something. You're sitting there for 2 hours. Fucking hell. And you're needing to piss every hour, so you're missing the fucking half the film because you're pissing. How did the film end, babe? I fucking was in the toilet having a piss again. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I mean, listening to your story, like for me just now, it made me realise sort of really how blessed I am. I mean, with like obviously, I say my girlfriend as well. She's going to kill me for that. She's actually my fiance. We're engaged, so shit. That's right. I'll say my girlfriend, but like no, for me and for us, like our thing, she trains. She doesn't want to compete. I don't know what I was like. I actually did speak to her once, and she did maybe, but I don't think she likes to eat just what she wants. She'd get some degree of a big protein sourcing, but then it'd be like, oh, she'll eat something like just chicken with pitters, and then she'll have fucking 2 bowls of cereal. That's a meal. It's like, oh, okay, it's like the meal we want. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's definitely anabolic, whatever it is. She's fucking eating. But like, yeah, she eats that, but our thing is she trains, so she likes to train with me. So once or twice a week, she'll want to train with me, and for me to have someone on prep who especially when I train, like she's good there because she can't lift the weight all the time. And what I do struggle is, like, obviously when you get trying to find someone to spot you in the gym when you're by yourself, someone who gives you too much, and you're like, do you know what I mean? When you're especially trying to go to failure, and someone starts fucking you on like your 8th rep, and you're getting up very slowly, and you're like, I've got this. Spot me on my 9th if I'm failing, right? And then that fucking picking it up for you, like, oh, it's the worst thing. Like, what are you doing? For her, she, you know, if I've got the fucking 50s or if I've got 100 kilos on my head, she can't fucking lift that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So it's me. It's more me. So she was really good, and someone to take off the plates for you is really good too. She definitely heard that. Definitely get a tea-towel around the end later on. But no, but like, stuff like that. So for prep, it was like, oh, we would when we weren't living together at the time, she'd come train.
Yeah,
and we'd go do that. And also, one thing about Chanel is that she's massive on Xbox. She loves Call of Duty. She loves playing Xbox. So what we do on a Saturday night is we play Xbox together.
Yeah.
Which a lot of guys listening to this might think, oh, you've got it fucking easy. And now when I see like your story in prep, you know, if your missus turns you when you're on prep and like you just sat down, the last thing you want to do is go fucking mini golf. I know that you're feeling drained, you're feeling fucked, absolutely fucking, you know, oh, I've got 2 meals left, I'm fucking starving. You know, and she don't know, oh, do you want to just sit and play Xbox tonight? You'd just be like, what? Yeah, just fucking sort me out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like that's what it was. That's what we did, and that's what we still do now. So it's like, for me, I think I've got it very easy, very easy. Didn't really have. I mean, I did lose the sex drive thing. Yeah, definitely lost my sex drive. Nothing was going on. I think the thing is though, it was how focused I was on your goal also prevents. How focused you are on winning and focused on doing and placing and being shredded, just the thought of it, of doing well, also makes you just not think about anything else.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you could get a parking fine, right? And it could be like 500 quid, but because you're so focused on winning, you just think, oh, fuck it, I'll pay that. Fuck off. Don't care about it. And you're like, fucking hell, that's 500 quid. God. Do you know what I mean? In the off season, you're like, oh, no. But when you're 2-3 weeks out of the show, you don't care. And I think that must play a part in it. Because I remember after the British, after fucking filling myself up full of food, I was going in on Chanel. I was like, come here, babe. I was like, I'm still full of drugs. I'm full of food now. Come here. Do you know what I mean? I was ready to go. I was like, these drugs. I was like, I've been taking it, that fake everything. So I know I've got 2 weeks on this shit. Come here. I'm just fucking here now. She's looking at me. She's giving me some evils. But yeah. That was my thing. But yeah, it's cool to hear other people's, like, do you know what I mean? To share that kind of thing, because obviously when you're doing when you're trying to portray this on Instagram, it's hard to portray it through when you do question and answers for a fucking 10-second video. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the worst things that Instagram haven't done, you can't just keep recording. You have to just go back and you forget what you say.
You're
trying to put on, you're like, oh, where was I? And you end up repeating what you said, and it's like, for fuck's sake, you can never get there. Anyway, do you do any hobbies outside of bodybuilding at all?
Oh, when I was on prep, absolutely not. No,
zero.
Absolutely, it was fucking absolute zero. When I was at uni, I used to love playing a little bit of football. I used to go to the park with the boys and play football. But you know, I was running around there and I was thinking I'm going to be sick here, so I kind of whacked that in because I was like, I can't even run 10 meters whilst I was at uni.
Yeah.
But now, like, I am a big gamer, believe it or not. Like, I sit down and like play Battlefield. I fucking love Battlefield.
It goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Do you think bodybuilding and gaming goes hand in hand?
Yeah.
Sit and recover. Keep your legs up. What do I do for these hours? Oh, FIFA. Yeah.
I wasn't even on prep. I wasn't even like that. I was like,
really?
no, I need to go. No, I wouldn't put my feet up. I was always thinking I need to do more. So what I would do is I'd go for an extra walk. I'd do like 10,000 steps more than what I've been prescribed, which is already 10,000 steps. I finished the day 20,000 steps. Did I really need to do that? No, but my mindset was like, I need to do more. And AJ only took me the last 4 weeks of prep to realize, actually, I don't need to do more. I can actually sit on my ass and play Xbox or PS4, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But in that state, I was like, no, I need to do more, and I wouldn't even sit down. Like, if you ask AJ if you asked AJ kind of he'd have to tell me, George, sit down, do fuck all. Like, he'd have to constantly remind me, especially
I
on
bet
the.
he was pulling his hair out with you at that point in time. I bet he was fucking stay still.
Yeah, literally. He'd tell me, do you need to do the Stairmaster again? Like, why are you doing that? I'm thinking, well, the Stairmaster elevates your heart rate a lot more. It's, it's going to burn more calories. You're going to be
Yeah,
fucked after it. And that's what I was chasing. I was chasing that suffering, but I didn't need to suffer to the extent that I did suffer.
yeah.
That's how my physique went backwards, and I started to fade, and I started to lose muscle parts. And that's why I'm in a position now where I'm trying to regain what I fucking lost on that prep.
You
Because I
learn
was
the hard way.
stupid. I
Yeah,
learned the hard way because I was doing. It wasn't a case. What I would do is I wouldn't overeat at all. No way would I. Because if
yeah,
I stood on stage, no one had that burger or fries or that chocolate or whatever it may be, I'd been fucking pissed off.
yeah.
But I was happy with doing extra steps, doing extra cardio, doing an extra set in the gym, burying myself a lot more in that way, than eat more food, if that makes sense. And that bit me on the arse towards the end of prep because I just went from my first show, I just went backwards.
Fucking hell, that's crazy, man. I was like, see, I couldn't do that myself. If Jordan says do something, it's like, I said to him, it's jump. If you say jump, I say how high. That's it, and I'll only jump that high. Like, you say 2 meters, I'm jump 2 meters if I could. You know what I mean? Because I ain't fucking Michael Jordan, bro. I'm not even fucking. I don't know what I am in meters, but I ain't fucking tall enough. That's for sure. Fucking hell. Anyway, I'd be a shit. You'd have to be an anomaly of a bodybuilder to be fucking. These guys are above 6 foot and then like got structure. You think, fuck me, that's a freak. Yeah. That's a fucking freak. So this leads on to another question. Your training style and recovery, like obviously through prep, recovery is always a bit fucked, but now and prep, like your training style hasn't changed?
Well, my split now is different to what it was on prep. My recovery on prep was actually pretty good. Like, I would say my recovery on prep was better than what it is now, believe it or not, because I got super, super fit. You give me a rep range of 20 plus, I will be able to do it breeze. Like, I used to train with one of my training partners who was like deep into his off season, and he'd do a 20 repper, he'd be absolutely gassed. Whereas me, a 20 repper, that's done. I can do what do you want me to do next? I can superset something or something like that. I know it'd be stupid, but my recovery was so much. I don't know why I was just so efficient when I was on prep. Whereas now I'm, not doing as much. I'm just focusing all my energy into my training, getting, that kind of post-show strength that you gain, like, in the gym. It's like, wow, where the fuck this came from? That I'm actually kind of like waking up like this morning. I couldn't even get out of bed. Like, my glutes, my legs were fucking, my lower back was fucking absolutely gutted. I was like,
you're getting stronger, in you?
Yeah,
you're gonna feel beaten up.
On prep, I kind of almost. I was used to kind of the sore legs, the sore glutes, the sore kind of just general feet. That my training it didn't impact my training at all. Whereas now I'm going into my session, like, I got on a Stairmaster and I was like, oh my God, my fucking legs are fried. But if I did that, there would have been no issues at all. And I think that's as well to do with that. I think it's just a mindset thing as well. Like, I knew either way, I had to do the 35 minutes on the Stairmaster or on prep. Whereas now, if I didn't want to do it, if I'd message AJ saying, look, my legs are so fucking sore, I can't do the Stairmaster, he'd say, don't worry about it. On prep, it would have been a completely different story. So I kind of adapted.
Sorry. Yeah, I was going to say, what is your split? How are you training?
So right now I'm doing a 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. And I work through 3 different days. So I have a chest and arms day. Then I have a legs day. And then I have a shoulders and back day.
Okay.
And I pretty much auto-regulate my second rest day. So I would do 3 days on, 1 day off. However, at the moment, because I literally cannot recover, I can't train 3 days on, 1 day off consistently. I
can't do 3 days in a row, man. I do 2 days 2 days on. I do 2 days on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. Yeah, that's magic fucking training. My trainers, everyone's telling me they're doing these 3 days on, 2 days on, 1 day off, and like, for me, it's just like, but it's working. I'm growing, so it's doing it, and I'm coming from where I come, like, from recovery. I mean, I don't know how long you've been training for, but like, I don't know if you want to talk about past splits, but does it make you fucking laugh, some of the shit that you used to do?
Oh yeah.
What did you? What was your training? So you trained. What was your training split in prep? Let's go through that.
So my training split on prep was a 3 days on, 1 day off, legs, push, pull, off.
Okay. And what about after that? What about off season last time? Like when you before prep? What was
So
that?
off season, I was doing like a push pull legs, and then I went into a 4 days on, 1 day off split where I would do delts and arms, chest and tris, and then I would do legs, and then I'd do back and biceps. So I'd work off a 4 day split like that. That was towards the end of my off season before I went into prep. Then AJ got me back on a legs push pull split.
What was it before that? After that though, this is where it gets funky.
Well, after.
Well, what was it? So you did 4 days on, 1 day off. What was it? What was it before that?
It was push pull legs.
Push pull legs. You've only you've never done the bro 6 days on, 1 day off.
When I first started, my first year at the gym. And to be fair, mate, a lot of people fucking take the piss out of those splits. I probably made my best Of course, get those newbie gains in the first year.
Yeah, virgin gains.
But I made, fucking some seriously good progress just by doing that split.
Were you at uni at the time?
Yeah, I was at uni, yeah.
So did you feel like you had a lot of time to recover, though? You going for the gym, and you didn't think you had a lot of time to recover back then because you thought, I've got so much going on doing your fucking 20-hour shift, 20 hours a week at fucking wherever you worked or whatever, or if you did work. But like, do you know what I mean? Did you feel like that helped when you did that?
I was just, I don't know. It was a case of when back then you didn't think about it. Like,
no,
I'll go to the gym and just I'm training arms today. And I'm thinking,
just walk in, say, mate, what are you training? Training chest? No, I'll do that.
Yeah, literally that. When I was at uni, I'll be like, oh, you know what? I trained legs yesterday. I'll do it again today.
That's just fucking brilliant.
But now I look, I think I would never go to the gym and just train arms. If someone told me that I did I'm doing legs today, but I did legs yesterday, I'll be like, fuck off, I ain't doing that again.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, when I was first started, I'd be like, you know what, fuck it. I've trained 14 days in a row here. I'll do another 14 days.
I spoke to, that Kiffy West?
Yeah.
Spoke to him. He doesn't fucking rest.
I know.
He told me. I was so surprised. He was like, "Yeah, I just bro split." And when he told me, I thought he was taking the piss. So in the podcast, I'm like laughing with him, right? He's like, "No." When I went to body class with the JP, I said I'd be like 7 days on, no rest. I'm sitting. I'm like, fucking hell! Imagine if this kid like once he's maxed. I mean, fuck no, he's getting strong as well. So it's like, what the fuck? This kid's some crazy genetic fucking freak, isn't he?
And then he would post sometimes I look in his story, he'd post his workout. He did like a barbell back squat, barbell RDL, hack squat, walking lunges, leg press. And I'm thinking, oh my fucking God, how can you get away with doing that?
And still make progress.
And still look 10 times better than what I'd ever look. Because I see some of the shitty pulls, and I'm like, oh my God, like 280 on like a deadlift.
Deadlifts.
Because of like a couple of reps.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking... And he does that on prep as well. And I'm thinking, Christ, if I did that on prep, I'd be fucking dead.
I'd fold myself in half.
Just goes to show how everyone's very much, different from that aspect.
I remember my training, I did, because I didn't do push-pull legs until I got with Jordan. Because it is a push-pull legs. It's push legs, rest, pull, rest, then push again. But before that, it was like... I read, actually, I've got the book there, Mike Mentz's book, and we only just sort of towards the end of like when, I don't know why, if they did this unit first at uni, it would have been better for me. We did overtraining and overreaching, because they did strength and conditioning. And it was like, all right, and a lot of these things they were saying about feeling overtrained, I was like, I'm feeling that. I'm like, this is sort of like, the phase where I need to fucking back off. But before then it was like 6 days on, 1 day 1 day off. It was just like I used to train like chest. I think it was I can't even remember, chest with triceps, and then it was like back, biceps, and it was legs, and then it was back again. It was just like, what the fuck? And I'd do like legs again, and then by the time I'd get round, it was fucking nuts. I think it was chest again, then it was then it was legs. Legs. Because I remember I was like. That was the last thing I wanted. Remember, like when I first started training, I was so scared of people taking the piss of me of having small legs. Oh, leg day, that sort of joke. That was like, I'm gonna train legs twice a week. Like, even though that probably was doing more harm than good. It makes me fucking laugh, man. Just sitting there thinking, what the fuck? But Yeah, also something I want to touch upon and just talk about training styles because everyone's fucking different. Well, so at the minute, are you a full time coach?
Yeah.
So you're a full time online coach. For what people don't understand, because I coach people, and I've also done lots of S&C coaching as well. They take exercise classes, etc. Coaching does take time. Like it does. You do work from home, but it does take like what do they say, an hour to 2 hours per person, something stupid like that, in it. So you're still probably working fucking at least 50 hours easy a week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what people don't. So that's one I did want to push up with people because I think a lot of people, what they do, they may give you a view. I don't know if you've had any messages like this. Oh, you can do this, George, because you don't have a job. And you're like, well, I'm a coach, and they're like, yeah, but you could. But that's hang on a minute, mate. It's a lot of. It's quite high pressure. I don't know if it's the wrong word, but it's a lot of mental thinking, especially when you've got some person, and it can be quite stressful who's just not sticking to the plan. Or like his check-ins are fucking awful all over the place. Mm-hmm. And you're sitting there just going, oh, for fuck's sake, just make my life easier. And then you get some people who are just fucking awesome and they send you the nicest stuff, the best, lovely laid out, and you just go, oh, fucking lovely. But then you get some people who might, who've been really good and all of a sudden just turn weird, and then they send you something like, oh, meal one, and they weigh. And you're like, oh, how much did you have? What happened? I gave you fucking oats or something. I gave you something different. Do you know what I mean? Oh, sometimes I have a grenade. I once had someone, their pre-workout meal. He was like, sometimes have a grenade bar. And I was like, well, that's not what I gave you. And I was like, what happened? I was like, what happened? And then I remember, people remember, they listened to it, I don't really care, to be honest. But they said, oh, now I'm going to bed. And it was 4:00. I was like, this is not going to work out, is it? It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, I'll let you. You kind of
know who will stick to the plan, who doesn't stick to the plan. The more you do it, you understand kind of that process. I think, like, I've had some clients that come to me and a week later you never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Like that was when I first started. Of course, when your prices are cheaper, you kind of you'll get those people that would just, you can just tell from like a phone call with someone who's going to be committed and who isn't going to be committed. And until you because what you would do as online coach is you always undervalue your service because you're scared of getting rejected. Yeah. Like if I told someone a price, I'd be like, shit, should I actually say that? Because I'm scared they're going to say that's too much, George. I can't afford that. So you always will value your service. And that's why you get the people that will come in and be like, 2 weeks and see you later, mate. Whereas if you say, look, this is my price, and now I've got to the point that this is my price, and my clients are more committed than ever because they're paying for, that there's more value in that money instead of.
I 110% agree with you on that one.
If I set up as £50, it's just 50 quid,
Yeah.
Well, whereas 100 quid, you're like, wow, okay, I've spent 100 quid here. I'm gonna, at least stick to this or give it a go for as long as I can. Whereas, people and that's the thing with undervaluing your service for me.
Yeah.
I have no idea how I got to saying that, but that's one thing.
But it's a good point because I think a lot of people want to do online coaching, but you've got to remember if you want to do online coaching, you've got to be able to coach.
Yep.
You need some knowledge of coaching. You could know all the knowledge in the world of being able to diet and everything, but if you can't apply your knowledge to a practical sense, which I think for me, university did really well with doing S&C coaching. I did a lot of practical S&C coaching, did a lot of personal training through my university. It really gave me, how can you apply this knowledge to someone who has not the faintest clue what you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's something that a lot of people need to know because, I mean, if you've got in shape yourself, wicked, but can you apply that to someone? Can you apply it to someone else? And I think that's something that is massive. I mean, for yourself, I mean, what did you study at uni again?
I did fitness management and personal training. So,
do you feel like that helped you at all in being able to apply your knowledge?
To actually coaching people in the gym, yes, but what I learned in the classroom and that, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Like I haven't used any of my qualifications since I graduated from uni, and that was over 1.5 years now.
Fucking hell.
Ago. I haven't used any of it because it was absolute bollocks. I sit here going, this is bollocks. The case studies, all that type of stuff. You'd look into the journals. sit there. It's again someone who hasn't trained before.
Yeah.
General population. I think this is a load of absolute tosh. And
Trained
then
uni students.
yeah, and like you mentioned with the kind of, it's great getting lean yourself, but can you apply that to others? A lot of people fall into like one way of doing things. Like your way doesn't necessarily
Well,
going to
yeah.
work with others, and that's
Yeah.
what you need to understand. Like for me, I could diet. I've got clients that can diet on relatively high food, and I've got some clients that I have to actually push their food really low in order for them to get lean, and sometimes
Yeah.
that is the case. Some
Yeah.
people get away with doing zero cardio. Some people get away with doing 1 or twice a week. Some people have to do it every single time they're in the gym, and kind of understanding that and not basing it upon right what works for me doesn't necessarily work for others, and that's one thing you need to realize with coaching.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's put the nail on the head. Also, you need
Yeah.
some element of pastoral care. You need to be able to
Yeah,
be able to care for like your clients. You know what I mean? Like you say, they're paying you. Do you know what I mean? You need to be able to have that. You can't just be like throw them off. But it's good to hear that for someone like yourself. Like you say, like your coaching literally grew really quickly. Which for some people, I mean, I think being in prep probably good for you because you were like, it was you could focus a lot of energy that could focus on food to something to building a business and there's nothing more rewarding. I don't know if for yourself, but just seeing results.
Oh yeah,
There's
definitely.
nothing I like more than seeing results, and when it's in someone else you've worked with, it's fucking wicked. There's nothing better than getting like for me, it could be anything. It could be literally from my clients getting leaner, or their lifts improving, or like some of my power lifters, them going in competition and fucking pulling high numbers. Fucking love that. Them getting results, all of them, to fucking Sharon, who comes to my HIIT classes, who's learned how to squat. Oh my fucking god. She's putting weight down on her heel, she's coming down, torso's up, she's bracing. Fucking lovely. Coming up, lovely. Get her on a barbell. Do you know what I mean? Get her, she's doing my S&C classes. I'm fucking loving life. Like I love to. It can be from any end of the spectrum. For me, that's wicked. There's one thing I need to do. And I'm fucking dying for a piss, but we are going to come up towards the end, Jules. I've had you on for an hour. Fucking hell, bear with me. Let's have a break. I need a piss, man. Sitting here drunk 2 liters of water while I've been on fucking comment with you. Fucking hell. Oh shit! You fucking scared me. You dickhead. Oh. Jesus Christ. The vein coming out of my fucking... I've got a vein in my belly. I've got heavier, but I've got leaner. What the fuck's going on? That's the longest piss I've ever heard you say. I've been holding it the whole time. Let me wipe my hands on your top. Yeah. It's my top anyway, you dickhead. Fucking does your missus do that? Wear your tops?
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell.
You never get that back.
The thing is though, she doesn't wear fucking like old tops. She wears new tops. I've got some explosive ape stuff. I was like, yeah, wicked, right? Get it? Put it on the fucking sofa. She's wearing it. I want to go train pushing this because I'm feeling massive. Do you know what I mean? 2XL top. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking big. And she's sitting there wearing it, using it as a blanket. For fuck's sake. You know, I'm fucking pissed. Fucking pissed off. So, Josh, so have you, before you were full-time online coaching, were you working anywhere else part-time?
So I graduated from uni and went into coaching. I didn't get no job. I was the type of person that I was willing to suffer a little bit financially, but do something I want to do. Because when I was in the summer, because I used to go when I was at uni, I used to come back in summer holidays, get a little job, part-time job, and then fuck off back to uni. I didn't work at uni, but I had the privilege of not doing that, which was good. But my first year coming back from uni, I was doing agency work. I fucking hated it. I was doing like picking and packing.
Ooh.
Fucking awful. 12-hour shifts. Nah, fuck that. Ooh. Then my second year, I came back and I worked at Tesco's. on the tills, and I fucking hated that as well.
Yeah.
And that kind of motivated me in my third year to say, right, let's start building my brand and business. My YouTube was growing, and I was
Yeah,
thinking, right,
yeah.
if I could start doing a little bit on the side now, hopefully when I finish uni, I can continue doing that. And like I said, when I finished uni, I was in a position where I definitely needed to get a job because what I was doing wasn't covering me financially. You know what it's like to be a bodybuilder. It's fucking
Yeah.
expensive. But I was like, right, I'm going to pursue with this. I'm going to commit. I'm going to keep posting my content. I'm going to keep focusing, putting my energy into my clients. And I'm willing to kind of accept that I'm not going to be financially good right now. But I know if I continue doing what I want to do, it's going to build up over time. And
Yeah.
luckily, a year and a half later, I'm in a position now where I can work from home and I'm quite comfortable with my
Yeah.
but I knew so yeah, that's kind of how I did things. And I was just so I don't like working for other people's success. I
Oh,
hate
I know
putting
what you mean.
money
Yeah.
in other people's pockets.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it motivated me to do what I've done and got into the position I'm in right now, which is good. So yeah, I haven't had many jobs in my life, but every job I have,
But
I
you
like
know
it.
what it's like to work 12 hours in a shit,
Yeah,
getting, you can't get a glass of water. No, what, you taking your break? Fuck off, mate. You know what I mean? For me, I feel quite lucky where I am. I do have a full-time job, but I'm the dream manager there. So when I'm on,
yeah,
I run the place. So
yeah,
no one's telling me, oh, what I can and can't do.
yeah,
Well, but I can have, I went from a job doing 55 hours to 45 hours while I'm, to doing 37, and I've never had more time to do what I want. So I've taken more classes up, I've taken on more clients. You know what I mean? And do you know what? Like you say, it's a slow process. But I mean, I would love to do full time coaching. I could probably never not do classes and stuff because I love the practical.
Mm.
I love watching getting someone and can't squat to get them to squatting,
Yeah.
to then get them to deadlift, then get them doing this stuff, just thinking fucking hell, and having someone who's like 44 years old, like a woman. You just think this is fucking wicked. Like
Yeah.
sitting there listening to ACDC doing it. It's just like you would have never seen this person doing it. That's something I probably could never pull myself away from. But I'd always want to do a little bit, no matter where I got to.
I'm the complete opposite. I can't fucking stand if someone comes to me hasn't got a clue what a protein is, carb, what's a squat. I don't like that. I can't fuck with
I think
that.
in a coaching sense, as in coaching, one-to-one online coaching, I agree with you. However, when it comes to doing just a class-based sort of thing, I like doing that. I like to just quite quick it, but I did so much of it at uni of like how to teach someone to squat like really well to get a UKCSK to get that. The fact is, it was like I could do it off the top of my head, and especially when it's someone who's so basic because you don't need to, you're not fucking dealing with someone who's fucking just someone who's quite scared about what they're doing. So that's something I like doing. But yeah, I would love to get to that sort of online, full-time online coaching. But yet again, what people don't understand, what they do listen, what I wanted to say at the start is that it is a job, and I bet you there is times where you're like, you're still working 6-8 hour days,
Yeah, I'm
and
always
it's
on like
7 days a week. What people forget
yeah.
about, like for me, like if you just did 37 hours, do you know what I mean? I can do my coaching, as well as my bodybuilding, as my classes and everything, while they're having a job, having that sort of that guaranteed income. That's why I'm doing it. And plus, it's experience within management. I do want to own my gym one day. That would be fucking wicked.
Yeah.
So I want to know how to run a fucking place.
Yeah, of course.
Run a bunch of PTs and make sure they don't fuck me over. There's something in my back of my head. But yeah, it is a job. Like you got to think about. So do you know what I mean? Like you're doing a podcast now, an hour of your day. You might have fucking clients till when 10 o'clock coming in at you at night. Do you know what I
my
mean?
phone's been pinging left, right, and centre at the moment.
Yeah,
so,
that's it. And it's going bing bing, and ideally, I don't know in your check-in sheet, but I ask everyone to try and check in the morning. Does everyone check in the morning? 110%. No, you're gonna get someone check in at 11:45 tonight. You will get it, and I think that's what people forget about. Or people who just are new to this or new to everything, like bodybuilding, who just watch your videos and just see you as George on YouTube. and like, oh, you know, or he just gets paid by Google. That's what they think. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact is, you're doing, you know, loads. It is work, isn't it? At the end of the day,
Yeah,
you might love what you do, so it doesn't feel like it, but it is work. It's
of course.
That's what I think that people don't.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do you ever
sees...
talk about that? Do you ever talk about that a lot? I mean, I don't think I've said. Have you heard?
Yeah,
Heard you talk about that as much?
I've said, like, people watch YouTube videos, great, but you don't see what goes behind making that video. You don't see, for example, letting my food go cold just to explain what the fuck is on this plate and what the macros are. No one sees that. No one sees me sitting on my laptop for 2-3 hours trying to edit this fucking video. People just watch it. And same again with the coaching. Like, I'm on my phone all the time. Like, my missus sometimes, she used to hate it because I used to be sitting there watching a film. I would just be on my phone replying to people.
Yeah.
But no one sees that side of things. They just think, oh, you work from home, online coaching. Oh, it's easy. You get to do what you want when you want. No, I don't.
No.
Still have 30 plus people to look after and ensure they're okay. And not a lot of people see that. They just they just assume, oh, it's easy. Like YouTube, making videos easy. Well, you try editing a video.
Yeah.
You try doing this.
You got to enjoy it. One thing that I've done since started making videos on YouTube is that I've enjoyed making them and got better at editing. That's one thing. But when you get better at editing and you enjoy it, it takes fucking longer to edit a fucking video. But yeah, again, it's something I enjoy doing it. I remember, like yourself, you wouldn't do it if you didn't enjoy it.
Oh yeah, of course not.
Like, there's something about making a video, and the easiest thing, reason I wanted to share my journey and I want to share what I'm doing. But one of the things what's easy about a video is when someone goes, "What are you eating in a minute? Like, what's in that?" And you just go, "Look, link, boom." Do you know what I mean? You could just watch this video. It's going to explain fucking everything. Like, how many calories do you eat a day? Here's a video. Just watch this. Right? Just spend 10 minutes of your life, learn something. Look, wicked. Anyway, let's get enough of this. So, what's your strategy? So, what is your dream? Where are your long-term goals? Where you wanting to go? What's up for George? What's going on?
I would love. I don't know. It's a hard question when people ask you that. I would love just to be an influencer. That's my main goal. Yeah. I'd love to just do it the right way. Just be relatable. Just be that person that you can relate to on a daily basis. Isn't, oh yeah, buy this, buy that, or use my discount code, or I got sent this and stuff like that. That's not like me. Or use this meal prep company. I want to be that person that actually, at the end of the night, they've had a shit day and they watch my videos and I go, actually, I enjoyed watching that. That made me a lot more happy. Or I enjoyed watching that because I got something from it. I want to learn something that they can implement into their lifestyle, no matter whether it's just general life, bodybuilding, fitness, whatever the fuck it is, eating, whatever. I want to be able to do that. And if I can take that, my goal is to do that full time, or, be successful within that. And that's, I don't know. As weird as it sounds, I've always wanted, when I was younger, I always wanted to be famous. No idea why. I'm not saying I want to be famous now, but I want to be that geezer. Oh, that's George Osborne. I know him from YouTube. He does that. He does this. I like that. I like people knowing my name, if that makes sense. I like going to the gym and people say, "Hi, George," instead of "Hi, mate," because they don't know my name. I like people going, "Hi, George," because they know me, sort of thing.
Yeah. What about bodybuilding related?
I would love to be an IFBB pro. Would that happen? Very much doubt it. But I just want to, I just want to showcase that if I can do it, then anyone can do it. Doesn't matter where your background is, doesn't matter your starting point, doesn't matter how good your genetics are. If you can, get yourself into shape, or if no, that's the wrong way of saying it. If you are, passionate about wanting to do this, then, like I said, no matter your starting point, I just want to showcase that you can do it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where you finish, whether it's last, first, second, third, fifth, whatever it may be. But I would love to be an IFBB pro.
I think that's nearly every bodybuilder's dream.
Oh yeah, I'd love to live that Jay Cutler lifestyle.
That's it. Eat, sleep, train. That's exactly what I want, man. That's what I want. But what was I going to say? Fucking hell, my mind's gone blank. Shit. Generally, it's your answer about being an influencer is really good. Like, that's something I can totally relate on. I want, like, my whole Instagram stuff is me bantering my missus because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff, the messages I get, is more relatable than just me talking about bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some of the messages I got someone I've said like I was feeling the darkest and most terrible in prep or something like that, and I just watched your videos and made me laugh, and I just
Yeah,
thought like, do you know what? That's made someone's day in it. Like
yeah,
that's made someone laugh. Like that's made. It hasn't been about bodybuilding. It hasn't been about this. It hasn't been about a solve. It's just been me being me,
yeah,
annoying the missus. And like what everyone does that. Everyone banters their
yeah.
spouse, But like it's just yeah, and that's I'm 100% on that goal with you. That's one of my goals. Short term goals. Got any short term ones? Get
Right
massive.
now, short-term goal is to is to get healthy is one,
Yeah,
recover from my competition, and just kind of put my effort into my business now because I've got a little bit more time,
yeah,
and focus on expanding the old business a little bit more. Is something which I'm really going to focus on right now for me
nice.
personally.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's wicked. And then, like your strategy of your dream, you're speaking about that, what you're going to try and do. Obviously, produce more content, etc. I guess. Anything you want to elaborate on strategy, on your strategy of getting there?
Oh, it's yeah. Just I'm just with YouTube and stuff like that. It's just about having that breakthrough. Like
Mm.
there are people out there that will get that one lucky video, will get like 1 million views, and it's just you need to. I just don't know. I always sit down and think, right. I look at kind of the bodybuilding trends on like YouTube, and I think, right, what's missing here? It's hard to say exactly the strategy because something just sometimes clicks. I go, oh, you know what? I can make a video on that.
Yeah.
But it's just being patient with it and being consistent and just trying to
I
see if I
think
can get that
always,
breakthrough.
but always, I know there's something you did say, and what I really like because obviously my YouTube isn't big at all, and one thing you said that I loved was like you need to surpass you need to just put your content out. Don't care if it's only getting 10 views.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care, whatever. And I mean, some element of when you get shredded, there's definitely, or if there's something like a food challenge,
Yep.
like people love them sort of videos. But that's not me. I'm not always doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm optimal as fuck. I want people to do it around me. But yeah, it's about just being like that. There's one thing I really like you have just said it about them, but you said it earlier, like I think ages ago. Just
Yeah.
be consistent. Don't worry about it. And it's one of the things that made me think like makes you think, why are you doing this? Why are you making a YouTube video? Because you want to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason. Do you know what I mean? And then, like you say, if you're gonna get if you get that one breakthrough video that's broken through, and you take, let's say, it was 1 million, you take 5,000 subscribers, and they watch nearly every video. Do you know you've gained an audience? You've gained a bit of an audience, and it's bit by bit, I guess. Bit by bit, you get more videos
Yeah.
that break through. I mean, I stumbled upon yourself because I was doing my fucking cardio, watching calorie challenge videos,
Oh, is it
and
one
I
of those?
think
Is it?
you're so smart. You look like chubby and everything. It's in the uni house, like eating lots of food.
Oh,
And then
fuck it.
I was like, fucking hell, this kid's banging in the food. I was like, you know what? No, I was like, I reckon I can do this challenge. And that's why I did my 15,000 calorie one because I was like,
Yeah.
I reckon I could do it. And that became a little competition with me. Like, I reckon I could eat 15,000 calories. And I saw other people's videos like, well, they're struggling. I was like, well, that kid made it really easy. I was like, he made it really easy. I was like, fucking hell. Yeah, but no. Wicked. All right, let's get to some juicy questions. Last couple of questions because it's been fucking ages. I think we both need a meal as well.
Yeah. I'm starving.
Favorite amateur bodybuilders right now. That doesn't have to be like bodybuilder, or it could be like the people who you go on your phone. So you flick up Instagram or whatever app you're using, and they're the people that influence you the most. Your top favorite right now.
Top three or just my favorite?
I'll just if you've got four that are outstanding, say four.
Well, it's probably got to be AJ. Like I do look at. I never miss a story of his. I don't know why he inspires me quite a lot. Who else do I look at really? I look at Josh Bridgman quite a lot, and especially his transformation from natural to assisted. I think, wow, like the transformation that kind of really think. I think, fucking hell, what could I do if that's the case? So I follow him quite a lot. I love Jack Thorburn just for his absolute relentless consistency of doing the same old thing every single day. And people sit there and go, how can he live that life? He enjoys, getting up at 4 o'clock doing his cardio. He enjoys eating meal one, which he has to tell us every single day, which is beef mince and courgette with God knows what it is in there.
Yeah, that's
He
it.
enjoys doing that, you know. So I really kind of look up to him for just, you know, that mindset. I can't think of others on the top of my head. I look of course, because I look into a lot of natural bodybuilding at the moment because I can relate to it a lot more. I'm
Yeah.
sure if I go down the assisted route, I could really follow a lot more of the amateurs or
The meatheads.
the meatheads, the steadheads, the old fucking steadheads.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about your top favorite bodybuilders of all time?
So Lee Priest is my first one.
Lee Priest. That's
Lee
wicked.
Priest.
Yeah.
Only reason why is he's short and stumpy like me,
Right.
and I just relate to him instead of like Arnold or something like that, who I can't relate to. 6'1".
Yeah,
you know?
he's fucking massive long limbs.
Right now, my top three are Lee Priest, John Jewett as well. John Jewett's one of my
I
favourites.
think I follow him. He's got small. Is he like a smallish waist? He's a white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got to be Brian Whitaker as well, natural pro. Like you ever look at Brian Whitaker, he's a lightweight bodybuilder. He's
Let me find this guy.
super impressive. Super impressive.
Let me just find this bloke while we're on here. What's his name? Brian
Whitaker. His condition is just unreal for a natural.
Let's spell his last name. I've got to find it. Fucking hell.
You probably have to Google. I don't think he's on Instagram. You probably have to Google.
Oh man, this guy, yeah, he's off. I have to find him off. He's off the fucking grid. He's off the grid. It's because he's fucking. It's because he's too fucking dense. No, that's wicked, man. But no, awesome having you on, man. Do you know what I mean? You're destined for a very bright future.
Thank you.
Regardless of what route you go down in bodybuilding, but you know, it'd be wicked if you do go down the old dark route. It'd be wicked to step on stage with you one day, man.
Yeah.
Get the old most muscular going.
yeah. Definitely.
That's it, man.
No, honestly, I appreciate you inviting me on.
Before you go, how old are you?
22.
Oh, you're 22. All right, so yeah, I've got a year on you, so it's all right.
I look a lot older though.
Mate, fucking, you did. Prep ages you. I was getting my hair cut yesterday. Matey boy goes, I'm like, how old do you think I am then? This proper like road little man. He's like 28, 30. And I'm like, look, and then the matey boy who owns the place starts laughing. And he's like, like that. And then I'm like, this other guy, how old do you think I am? And he's like, 25. And I'm like, bro, I'm 23, like 28, 30. I'm gonna fucking laugh. I was like, for fuck's sake. But anyway,
when you was younger, you'd appreciate that. When you was like, 15, and someone says you look like 20, you're like, yeah, sick, I look 20. But when you get older, you don't want to look older. You want to look younger.
Exactly. I want to hold on to my fucking. Do you know what I mean? My hair hasn't gone or anything though, but I just think it's the beard and getting bigger.
Yeah.
I think getting bigger and having a beard, like it doesn't matter. Like if you look younger in the face, and just being bigger in general, people are like he's older.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? No, anyway, cheers for coming on, mate. Been awesome talking to you. I've taken a lot of your time, so I'll let you crack on with everything you're doing today. And yeah, man, wicked. I mean, see how this goes, but I'd love to get you on again and talk more about training, etc. Because you're full of knowledge. I like just taking things off. I like just picking people's brains. Like wicked.
Good.
It's wicked,
it's good, man. It's good. I've enjoyed it. Thank you for having me. So it's a pleasure to be invited. I love doing this type of stuff. Anyway, I love because I mean YouTube videos stuff like that. You get to see me and you get to see who I am. But when you listen to me on a podcast, you can learn a little bit more and be a little more insightful with stuff as well. So I appreciate inviting me on. I've really enjoyed it. I had a good laugh as well, which is good.
Yeah,
I come on podcast and it's just
training. Oh, food. It's just like, yeah, mate. Yeah, you want to talk about stuff. What you want to talk about is when your dick don't work, when you misses, and you can't get it up. And when it does get up, and you're like, we're getting it in tonight. I'm definitely not getting anything tonight. She's heard everything I've said, so I'm sleeping on the couch. But anyway, cheers. I keep saying cheers for having me on, but I've invited you on, haven't I? That's my podcast. But no, cheers for coming on, big man. All right, until the next one. Sweet.
See you later.